didn't, so I can tell you it is good. It is really, really good. And while I'm sitting here listening to y'all, he can write it, you can sing it. Y'all could really make something happen. Have you ever done original music before?
One or two, but they were kind of like nobody knew them. So the thing about CDs a lot of times, and you can attest to this, when you make a CD, you can put 10 songs on it, but one of those songs, at least one of them, better be something somebody's familiar with, or they're not going to buy it. They're not going to buy it.
I had Crow Brothers from up in, they're in Maggie Valley. They're coming out with a song I wrote, a true song about my son, 40 years old. And it comes out just here right away. But that was one of the things Josh told me. And it said, you know, we're doing a lot of new stuff and nobody knows about it. So they went back this last time and did a lot of the old classic country and the older stuff. And but they named it the track title 40 Years. So I'm still floating around from that one too.
That's awesome.
So excited.
That is awesome. Now, I want y'all to connect and I want you to make something happen, and then possibly in 3 or 4 months y'all can come back together as another program and let's talk about it. But I want you to bring your nephew, because I'm sitting here thinking about the success of your family. You've got a really good Christian-based family.
Absolutely.
And often we see success when you plant your foot on that rock. And we've seen that.
They have actually, he's been wise too. Also, he has gotten Christian men to represent him as sales representatives. And that keeps down so much problem. And they're working together. That's what is so neat. So it's all based on principle. Like one funeral director said, he said, this is a business of integrity and service. And if you don't have either one, or you lack either one of those, you're going out of business. And so, you know, they've actually built it on that. So I've got nephews that are in this. I've got brothers that are in this. And so it's an exciting thing for me. And now my grandson is 16-year-old. And he says, when I graduate, Papa, he says, I want you to help me do mine. So
that's awesome.
It is good. He's working in the business too, and he's worked out enough to buy him a Jeep. He's a Jeep boy.
I love it. I love it. Now, Bill, let's talk a little bit about something. We were talking earlier about art and when you retire and do something you love. And these are not here for me to cut somebody's head off, although there are a couple of people I might. The news media this weekend just really made me mad. I'm ready to go after the news. All they do is negative stuff, and I'm just like, y'all get over it. Quit being so woof. These are saws that your daddy painted.
Yeah,
and your daddy kind of retired after many years on a job?
Sure did.
And was he bored?
No, he just wanted something else to do.
There you go.
You're home, and if you're not fishing or hunting, and it's cold weather, then you have something to do.
So y'all can meet Bill's daddy this weekend. He's going to be at the Georgia Marble Festival in Jasper.
Yep.
And, you know, it's over 30 years in the works. It's been amazing and how much stuff is sold there. Is this his second or third year to be there?
His second year.
Okay. Do you know yet where his booth's going to be so folks can hunt him down?
No, but, you know, you should be able to find it. You just got a few little places to go in there, different aisles. And
Knowing your daddy, these are reasonable.
They are, you know, $20, $25, $30, somewhere in there.
There you go.
And like I said earlier, it's handmade. Like this fella here, he's got handmade stuff. You can't beat it. Don't say made in China on the back. One thing else I need to tell you about, some old friends of yours, the Bridgemans. Y'all know the Bridgemans, and Charlie Sexton and his beautiful lady, Foster.
Yeah.
The three of us, well, the three artist groups, we're putting together some series of singing coming up. One of them is this coming Saturday night down at Austell, Georgia, at True Gospel Baptist. And then on November 14th, we're doing another one, the three of us, plus some other, at Mount Zion Baptist in Jasper. That's on November 14th. We're going to be doing some more, so keep up with that.
I can leave work in Cherry Log and get to Jasper. I cannot leave work in Cherry Log and get to Austell.
That's a little bit of a drive, but we'll be doing one in November.
But the one in November, we want to certainly make sure all our viewers get to that one.
Right.
That'd be awesome. That's a big church.
And this is Southern Gospel music with hymns out of the Redback Hymnal, so we're going to have a good old time.
It will be great. And you know, the Bridgemans are here once a month. They're here the first Tuesday of the month.
They told me about that.
That's been awesome to have them here with us. And
busy folks.
You know, I've noticed something about me. I surround myself with pretty good folks. And I think it's made the things that I've gone through easier because I surround myself with good folks. And, you know, when the bad things happen to you, you pick up the phone, you call somebody who's good, and it helps you through that. And like losing your dad, you know, what an awesome story for you to be able to tell that your family, I hate that you had to put the casket in the ground. But, you know, it was what it was. I know I ordered a cherry casket, and I can't even remember what it cost, but it wasn't handmade, certainly. It was shipped in from Lord knows where, you know, probably China, like you said. But, Steve, are there any other family-owned businesses that produce American-made caskets that you know of? Is this unique?
I really cannot say. I do know I've met one gentleman that makes the metal caskets, and he's a nice gentleman. His son works for him, and the people that actually worked for him, my brother Tim has Cripple Creek Casket Company, and I work actually with my brother Tim, and he works for this gentleman some, and I have actually picked up and delivered from there, and it's kind of unique, the family there, and they all go fishing together, and on they got a lot of family values, you know.
What if we could get it back to made in the USA?
It has to be, you know, it has to be very pleasant for everybody that's in a business, that they get the materials from America, like it was when I was a kid. And then they produce it here. The people that use it and are benefited by it are people that, hey, they saw those trees growing, or they saw those people working, and their next door neighbors, and that's kind of the way it is. And it's given our people, I remember my brother Tim, the first time that he sold a cedar casket, it was for people that really needed it. And so he helped out. And so he could cut the price a little bit because, hey, it was something they had control over. And I thought, this is really good. Not only is it something good for us, it's something at the end of the day you can feel good about. There's no underhanded. It's your labor, you're getting paid for it, and the workman's worthy of his hire. And that's kind of the way we feel like. We're just kind of stewards while we're here. And while we're here, we'll try to help everybody. This is an area we feel like we can help people. And it's certainly not overpriced. And we've looked at it.
I tell people how cheap these rockers are, because I've priced those made in China, put together with screws that you just don't want to buy.
Metric.
And then I have these amazing rockers that I've rocked in for many, many years, and I just can't say enough good about them.
Well, it goes back to the way that we made the chairs. Goes back to actually a technique developed in the Appalachian Mountains, where they would go out they would cut down the hickory, and they would bring it in, they would lay it over the old stove, and in the wintertime, they would dry this hickory out, okay? The rounds are dried, you turn the post green, you put the hickory rounds in there, drive them together. Well, the post then squeezes down on that. They didn't have glue. They didn't have, you know, all of that.
Wasn't no hot glue guns.
They wasn't, and they actually would squeeze down on that dried hickory. The hickory wouldn't dry anymore because it had already shrunk where it was going to. And then those old chairs, I've got one at the house over 100 years old that some gentleman made the same way.
Wow.
And the people that taught me, and I passed it on to my brother Mark, and Mark has really developed it into the larger business. That's exactly the way they did. That with the old Thomas family, and they got it handed down from years to years. And so it's made on that order, and like I say, it's a work of art.
Well, when it comes to woodwork, craftsmanship, woodworking, you can't beat American people.
No, ever.
You can't.
Yeah,
in the woods that we have.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, and we're blessed to have such a diversity of woods right in our area, because we can cut the cedar from our land. We've got ash, we've got hickory, we've got poplar, you know, and in the nine wood, it has, sometimes we will put cedar and hickory, oak, ash, cherry, and an elm. And the elm is white and has red streaks in it, and it's just gorgeous. And it's all right from our area. And so we like that. We really
I saw a table made from a tree out of Dawson County, and it was a cedar tree. And I never thought about how beautiful that wood was. Remember in the olden days, all the girls had a cedar chest?
Yeah.
Everybody had a Lane cedar chest. And you think about that gorgeous wood, and that wood is for our taking out in Dawson County in the forest. You know, you can just go out and chop it down.
Well, it beats the heck out of going to the apartment store and buying something everybody else has got. That's the reproduction stuff.
Yeah, and particle wood.
Right.
Yeah. They never even saw a tree. Now, Steve, give your phone number if people want to get in touch with the chair business.
I'll give you a couple of websites. First of all, Missouri Casket Company, and that's the nephew I was telling you about. And then there is Cripple Creek Casket. That's my brother Tim. And then my brother Mark owns the Tennessee Chair Company. But my number is 615-890-9418.
Now, what if we got an amazing artist out there that would like to produce some of your music? You still writing, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes, and you'd like to hook up with them.
Oh, yeah, you're always looking for a good song.
Always looking for a good song.
Always looking for, yeah. Tom T. Hall said, you can't hide a good song. I just got to write one.
That's right. That's right.